Next up, we get an opportunity, I think, Jen, you're our last one, right? Wrapping us up, to hear from Jen Gray. And I had an opportunity, we did a conversation a couple of months ago, and Jen shared a little bit of her story, and I just thought it was so great that we should all hear her story about how she decided to take a pause in her career and decide how she's going to move forward. And she's going to share that story with us today. Jen, please join me on stage.
Hi. I have spent my entire career in the tech industry. And last year, I got everything I thought I wanted. I got the senior executive title, I got the big salary, I reported to the CEO, I presented in board meetings. I said things like, let's take this offline. A lot. I said this a lot. And I also fell into the worst depression of my life. I didn't like myself. I didn't know who I was or what I wanted, and I was fired. I was fired from my fancy executive job. Now listen, I haven't been fired since I worked at Abercrombie & Fitch in college, okay? So you can imagine how well this went over for me. I am this like super type A personality. After 13 years of hustling, promotions, gold stars, hyper productivity, hyper success, this was like a glitch in the system. And I was not well. I was not well at all. And so where did I find myself? I was on LinkedIn, you know, like doom scrolling, right? I was applying for all the jobs. I was responding to all the recruiters. I was reaching out to my connections and my network because I wasn't comfortable with who I was outside of the context of what I did. I wasn't comfortable with myself, and I was uncomfortable sitting in that discomfort. So my career gave me a lot of things. I didn't come from money, and it gave me money. And with that, a life-changing sense of freedom and safety. I didn't have this innate sense of self-worth, and it gave me that. My career gave me this fantastic foundation for my identity. But when you are not constantly checking in with yourself and you're just kind of constantly chasing the next thing, right? The next pay bump, the next title, the next team, the next project, it's not just your foundation anymore. It's your entire personality. That's what it was for me. So I forced myself to stop. I signed up for a pottery class. I took up yoga and breath work and meditation. I started a podcast. I skied my first double black diamond with a group of wonderful retired women because, you know, who else is skiing on a Wednesday afternoon at 11 a.m.? It's retired women and me. I spent time being present with my friends and family. I did things that I just sucked at. I did things that I was bad at. I did things that humbled me. I did things that challenged the way I thought. And I started to finally mull over and craft from scratch who I was outside of the context of my corporate accolades. And I forced myself to address things that I didn't know about myself. Like, I don't know, what do you want out of life, Jen? I didn't know this question. What does my ideal day look like? How do I want to show up for the people around me? What do I want money for anyway? Am I hanging on to anger or resentment? So I know for a lot of us how few and far between these moments are to really reset and reflect. Like, especially as women, I get it. Like, we busy. We got a lot of stuff going on. Like, between mass layoffs, gender pay gap, societal pressures, inflation, like eggs were $9 for a while there, right? This is scary times. School projects, school plays, school drop-off, which I'm discovering is like a bloodbath. I hate school school drop-off is super scary. I realized kind of, isn't it time that we all reevaluate the balance between who we are and what we do? That we reevaluate whether we are giving more than we're getting, and how to reset the scales a little bit, and how we all can chase our dreams and earn enough money to serve our needs, all without losing our sanity and our souls as we strive and climb in corporate America. So, however you come across a breath in your career, a painful layoff, a pause to take care of a loved one, a break to make some really bad pottery, or maybe you're just trying to take a breath while working. It's okay. You are okay. Better even, because you are more than your job. You are more than your title. You're more than your salary. You're more than the last big presentation you did. You're more than the last big company win. And you are worth the time it takes to rediscover who you are, to redefine your values, to rebuild your sense of self. And for whatever comes next for you, which I'm sure will be big and great things, you will be better off for taking a breath. Thank you.